Hi, I hope you are doing fine. Patrick, your friend will feel you. So if this is your first time of seeing me, your friend is me a clinical psychologist. Wow, your online clinical psychologist, and then you have a country as some papa and see montie me ye why. Maybe tremor psychosexual stages of child development. This was by a man called Sigmund Freud. Wow, was study in Kolamo Bebre over a period of time. Who said your childhood experiences no a bit me or personal identity and our personalities. And sometimes here in Ghana, no one was a clinical psychologist, no, like yeah, GD say it's not our own, but it's ours. Anywhere you go, there's mental health. Why? Because mental health is just how you think, how you feel and behave. So as a human being, if you have conscience, if you have mind and functioning brain and emotions, that's your mental health, whether you like it or not. And sometimes you're bad and your tremor will be, you gotta accept it and then understand it, make meaning of it, process it, and then live through it. Oh, but me derive some sense of wisdom from it. And to me, may you but I'm trying. So number one, Freud no. It's called psychosexual childhood development. Why? And in the first stage, no, I see there was stages. Only at five, and in maybe tremor. Number one, no, child. um, Number one stage, no, your oral stage. Oral stage, no, I say at this point, no, it be a 0 to 1 year, no, the child always want to put everything in the mouth until the child's pleasure is in the mouth. Wow. Until way your friend know the focus area no is more about sucking, biting and feeding. Mostly like during the weaning phase. Until for this phase no, or say babies can gain pleasure through sucking. Sucking no it be a bottle and our breast and our thumb. And see, sometimes our mothers know some who said the child is putting the thumb in the mouth. It means that the child is hungry and then they'll feed the child. So also if needs are over or undersatisfied, say I'm a friend needs are and you overdo it and now you underdo it. No everything child no the personalities when the child becomes an adult. So on that overfeeding and that underfeeding no betimi map different personalities banner. Number one, I see it leads to oral fixation in adulthood. Where betimi say the child can start to overeat when the child is an adult, or smoking. We all know smoking, and then dependency. So whether it is over or under, the child can overeat. So you find that young adolescents and young adults, children are eating so much. The parents do not know why they're gaining so much weight. It can be genetics, but someone say it's not part of the family history. Then you can say maybe when the child was an infant as a 0 to 1 year, which we call the oral stage. That was the time this personality was gained. So sometimes smoking, people who smoke, over to me understand that it could be through this and environmental challenges and personal choices. One. Number two, anal stage. Anal stage, it's 0 to 3 years. For anal stage, you see everything about the child, potty training. Wow. So more about focusing on how the child can control the biceps and those muscles around the anal area and then reproductive system. Wow. And see, I had here, you say children learn to control bowel movements. And strict or harsh toilet training may lead to anal retentive personality. Anal retentive personality and no na yet perfectionist and a stubborn headed and a naughty children and a very neat. So anal retentive no, those are the kids in the class are very naughty. Bra bra back as me country educate a Ghanaians. No, fine to know is there. And to make a anal stage.
Yeah.
Expulsive personality.
Yeah.
Do we have this in the tree language? Oh, sir.
No, the tree is thick.
Yeah.
Anal in tree is true.
Ah.
It's thick.
Yeah.
It's very thick. The way they say it is too.
So sometimes when you're educating people, like, so there are no other words you can use to
I feel like it's a bit too thick. It's not.
Yeah.
You know the way in English, at least if you don't want to say anal, you can say butthole. Like that's in tree. It's not like
and
that.
an asshole. The asshole to mean something else. Okay. And see, one will say, "What granny?" I say, for tree, you the muye do want to mean can't me perfectly. And this is the challenge we have with psychology in Ghana. Sometimes in psychology, you don't find the words that best describe what you want the person to understand, like depression, like this, anxiety, schizophrenia, all of these words. So then the number one is inner retentive personality. That's where you find that the person becomes a perfectionist, very stubborn, and very neat, right? And then inner expulsive personality is more about being messy, disorganized, and rebellious. Okay, so when we say you have a friend and you know someone who, if you go into the person's room, baby, you're very disorganized, very messy, and you're like, why you need? And so I don't know what behaviors with, like at this age, at yourself with senior handling your environment and you make it neat and all of that. But Sigmund Freud say Nipano was potty trained to have inner expulsive personality everywhere anyhow. The person will also become very messy. Now number 3, the phallic stage. Stage where is from 3 to 6 years, and it's more, the focus is on the genitals. Okay, and the genitals is the reproductive system. And say the key concern is Oedipus or Electra complex. Also, children become aware of gender differences, whether you're a boy or you're a girl, they are able to tell. And boys experience Oedipus complex, the desire for mother and rivalry with the father. So at this stage, we will say from 3 to 6 years now, your baby boy is attached to the mother, so desirous of the mother, and even fights with the father. The Oedipus complex it's working. And for girls, your friend Electra complex. For Electra complex or feelings like a genuine feelings for the father and rivalry with the mother. Who said person on ne papa chico baby on a baby and our relationship so very tight. And so who say your girl child only ne papa say don't be too afraid about it, because it's part of the child developmental stages. So but over to me, I'm managing a kakra good. So resolution leads to identification with same-sex parent and development of superego morality. You see, for something like this, normally it's those with the same-sex marriage, gay, phone, and all those ones. For those ones, the child cannot go through this the phallic phase of their life. It is more. It's not even seen, because they are same-sex parent, and there's nothing like Oedipus and Electra complex. Number 4 is what latency period. That one is around 6 years and above. Puberty. I had it's more about dormant sexual urges or feelings. As a parent, at this stage, it means that you have to be more focused on your child's social and cognitive development, because I had the sexual urges ebeba and it will be suppressed. So you have to focus on what school, friendships, skills, and hobbies. At this point, you have to harness the child in these important areas. For the last stage, follow me and I'll make a video about it. One, and I hope say ma share bibi kakra, right? And